Behind the glamour, behind the music, behind the Instagram perfect smiles. Justin and Hailey Bieber's marriage faced a storm that almost broke them apart. For years, fans speculated about cracks in their relationship. Was it infidelity? The crushing pressures of fame? Or something darker? The truth, as it turns out, was something far more personal, and perhaps even more heartbreaking. The culprit wasn't another person, but rather Justin's obsession with his music. His creative process, the very force that made him a global superstar, also became the wedge that pushed distance into his marriage. Today, we're going to unravel the untold story of how creativity, pressure, and love collided in one of Hollywood's most talked about marriages. So stay with me, because this story reveals not just the struggles of two celebrities, but a deeply human story about what happens when passion and relationships clash under the weight of the spotlight. According to a new report by Us Weekly, the real reason behind Justin and Hailey's strained marriage wasn't betrayal or a fading spark, but the overwhelming emotional toll of Justin creating his latest album. The project, known as Swag, demanded every ounce of his focus. Insiders reveal that Justin gets completely consumed when he's in the studio. He shuts everything else out: friends, obligations, and yes, even his wife. Hailey, meanwhile, remained patient, watching quietly as the man she loved poured everything into the music, leaving her in the shadows. This revelation raises a powerful question. Why would music, the very passion that brought Justin fame, become a burden on his marriage instead of a bond that strengthened it? And what's at stake when one of Hollywood's most high-profile couples finds themselves caught between art and intimacy? Marriage, family, mental health, and two growing careers. Everything hung in the balance. To really understand how the couple got to this point, we need to rewind. Justin Bieber's journey is unlike almost any other. Discovered as a young teenager, he skyrocketed from posting covers on YouTube to becoming one of the most recognized names in the world. The child star became a global pop icon practically overnight. But with that fame came enormous pressure and scrutiny. Over the years, Justin battled mental health struggles, very public breakdowns, and periods where it seemed like the weight of celebrity life was crushing him. Fans saw the headlines: canceled tours, erratic behavior, and social media meltdowns. But behind it all was a young man trying to balance artistry with the suffocating demands of fame. Hailey Baldwin, on the other hand, came from a very different but equally public world. The daughter of actor Stephen Baldwin, she grew up in the spotlight of Hollywood, but carved her own path through modeling and eventually entrepreneurship with her skincare line, Rhode Skin. She was faith-driven, composed, and often portrayed as the stabilizing force in Justin's life. Their love story was fast and whirlwind-like. First friends, then rumors of dating, then an engagement in 2018 that shocked the world. By the end of that year, they were married. From the outside, they seemed perfect, a golden couple representing youth, faith, and glamour. But rumors swirled from the beginning. Whispers of separations, tensions, and the challenges of marrying young never quite left them. And while their social media posts painted a picture of bliss, insiders often suggested otherwise. This contrast, the picture-perfect facade versus the real struggles, would become a defining theme of their relationship. Fast forward to Justin's seventh studio album, Swag. According to Us Weekly, this was the trigger point. The insider revealed that Justin's creative process is all-consuming. When he enters the studio, he doesn't just record songs. He disappears into his music. He becomes so focused, so obsessed, that the outside world ceases to exist. For Hailey, this meant long stretches of time where her husband wasn't emotionally available, where she felt sidelined in her own marriage. The emotional toll was heavy. Hailey had to watch from the sidelines, carrying the responsibilities of their home life, while also maintaining her career, as Justin wrestled with his perfectionism and pressure. The source put it simply: the process put a strain on their marriage. And yet, Hailey stood by him, patient, enduring, and trying to support him through his struggles. Interestingly, this private truth stood in stark contrast to Hailey's public stance. Just a few months ago, in a Vogue interview, she denied rumors that she and Justin were heading toward divorce. At the time, she portrayed their relationship as strong, even brushing off speculation. But now we see the other side, a marriage strained behind closed doors. The turning point came when Swag finally debuted. The positive reviews acted like a weight lifted off Justin's shoulders. After months of pressure, the world's approval gave him room to breathe. Insiders say he's been more relaxed, more mentally at peace, and, crucially, more present in his marriage. For Justin, this was more than an album release. It was relief, redemption, and a pathway back to himself to celebrate. The couple escaped to Idaho, their favorite vacation spot, along with their son Jack Blues. The trip reportedly gave them time to reconnect, away from the glare of paparazzi and the constant pressure of Hollywood. It was a reminder of what mattered most: family. With their son's first birthday just around the corner, there's both joy and pressure ahead. Justin himself even acknowledged their struggles in his music. Songs like Daisies and Walking Away are believed to reflect his own battles within the marriage. For fans, these tracks weren't just catchy tunes. They were windows into the soul of a superstar who has always worn his emotions on his sleeve. But let's step back for a moment and analyze what this means. For Justin, the pressure of creating his seventh studio album wasn't just professional, it was personal. The expectations of fans, the music industry, and his own perfectionism collided. For someone who has long battled mental health challenges, this kind of pressure is dangerous. His alleged drug use during this period raised concerns. Was this an unhealthy coping mechanism? A red flag for deeper issues? For Hailey, the strain was different. She was thrust into the role of patient supporter, the anchor to Justin's storm. While trying to grow her own brand, she had to deal with the emotional distance of her husband and the constant chatter of the media. How do you balance being both a businesswoman and a wife to a global superstar struggling with his demons? It's a question that few could answer, but Hailey has tried to live through as a couple. This dynamic shows how creativity can both inspire and damage relationships. On one hand, music is Justin's lifeline, his outlet, his passion, his identity. On the other, it's the very thing that pulls him away from those closest to him. Marriage, as insiders say, is a day-by-day effort. And for the Biebers, each day can swing from peaceful to turbulent. Fans have reacted strongly to this news. Some have praised Hailey for her patience and loyalty, calling her the backbone of their relationship. Others criticize Justin, arguing that he prioritizes music over his wife. On social media, debates rage. Is Justin too selfish? Or is this simply the price of genius? The media, too, has weighed in. Outlets like People, TMZ, and Page 6 framed the story less as a scandal and more as a human struggle, highlighting the relatable themes of pressure, work-life balance, and emotional endurance. Gossip channels, on the other hand, leaned into the narrative of Hailey as the long-suffering but loyal partner. Meanwhile, fan theories have emerged. Some believe Justin used his songs as coded messages to Hailey, expressing feelings he couldn't say out loud. Others joke that musicians always choose art over love, sparking memes across Twitter and Instagram. So what's next for Justin and Hailey? Insiders suggest that Justin may step back from music for a while to focus on his marriage and family. Hailey, meanwhile, could use this period to pivot her Road Skin brand toward the image of a strong wife and mother, further cementing her identity beyond just Justin's partner. There's also the possibility of new music, this time focused on healing and recovery. As Justin processes the turbulence of his relationship, fans also wonder if the couple might expand their family, giving Jack Blues a sibling. Counseling, church involvement, and public interviews could all become part of their effort to reset their public image and strengthen their private bond. The long-term outlook? It could go either way. Some marriages emerge stronger after challenges like this. Others slowly drift apart. For now, what we know is that Justin and Hailey are in a much better place than they were months ago, but the work is far from done. The heart of this story is a powerful reminder. Even in marriages built on love, passion, and fame, challenges are inevitable. Justin's music created both distance and healing. It tested their relationship, but it also became a pathway back to each other. Behind the headlines, behind the scrutiny, are two young people trying to navigate love under the world's harshest microscope. It's easy to forget that they're just 31 and 28, still learning, still growing, and still figuring out what it means to build a life together. And while Justin and Hailey are working on their marriage, another Hollywood power couple is facing rumors of their own. Stay tuned, because that story might surprise you even more.